Hello and welcome to the Comedy Club podcast right here at the Comedy Club of Kansas City. I am your host, Dustin Kaufman. Please subscribe, follow, share, all of the good things right there. Just hit subscribe.
Do it right now.
Just subscribe to the gosh darn show.
You know how this frickin' works. We're obeying the no swearing in the first 90 seconds, so you obey our rules and like and subscribe.
Yeah.
Because guess what? We actually got into YouTube's data, and we know your home addresses. And we can track you via IP if you don't like and subscribe right now. Do you want that smoke? You want me tapping on your window at 3 a.m.?
I do.
I know you do. You're perverse. You shouldn't be allowed around people, but these people like the pod.
I'm here with Sam Tallent. If you don't know by now, the one and only Sammy T.
A lot of people are learning. A lot of people are figuring it out now.
A lot of people are learning. Yeah. You're gaining a lot of followers right now. A lot of fans.
Followers are nice, but I'm just glad people are buying tickets.
Yeah.
And this weekend has been nice, and it's been indicative. And it's like this is cool because my agents are always like, so Omaha, Kansas City, like, you know, the markets people don't want to go to if they're from LA or New York. Des Moines, they're like, you want to do these? And I'm like, you mean where I sell tickets? Yeah, for sure. The markets I've been building since I started.
Yes.
I wouldn't mind hitting them again.
Let's continue those.
Send me to Ames. I'll do 3 shows in one night in Ames, Iowa.
Your path and your career path right now is the perfect example of where the industry is at today. It's the comics introducing comics to the industry and to the fan base.
Yeah,
like the local comedians are the ones that introduced me to you. They just raved and raved and raved.
For sure.
Like, well, let's get them. And then AJ Finney introduced us. I think as well
at Stanford's, right?
No, I think the first.
I thought I met you over there when I was featuring for Finney, because I featured for Finney over there one time.
Oh my God, was that when we did the Dead Bear?
I don't know, dude. It was like Wednesday through Sunday.
Okay.
It was a long week. Wow. And on like Wednesday or Thursday, they had dollar beer night or penny beer night.
Yeah.
So it was just terrible. And I was like, and my mom was working.
I not remember that.
I think it was you and then like an Asian guy named like Turtle or something.
Turtle or Tony?
No, there was an Asian guy who had like an animal name.
Grasshopper.
Grasshopper. And he smoked a lot of cannabis, allegedly, you know. So you guys were around.
I think he's in a cover band. They used to work.
I think he's undercover right now. He's working for the Yakuza.
Can I flick your chapstick?
Yeah, for sure. You want to get rid of it? Yeah. Okay. Ow. Note taken.
Ow. Yeah, go get another tattoo, Dustin. You injure yourself on the chapstick. I'm great with pain.
Yeah, you love pain. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, my mom though, she was working at the Kansas City Fed. She was doing a bank examination at the Kansas City Federal Reserve.
Yeah.
And she was out here that week too, and we were lodging together, and she came the first night, and it was dollar beer night, and she was like, honey, is this what it's always like?
Oh my God.
She was like rocked. She really hated the idea that this is what her son was pursuing, was like, you know, dudes with white hats on, just making me flinch from the crowd. It was really bad, dude. Yeah.
Those dollar nights, they ran those for a long time.
It's terrible.
They're small
which meant that then the servers had to keep going up. People wanted more beers. Put a pitcher down.
Yeah.
Bring them 2 straws. Check on them in a half an hour.
No, sip bendy straw.
Whatever. Well, you know, do a promotion. Well, I don't care. Just that was not the worst.
Okay.
Go ahead. Do
you still see clubs doing dollar beer nights or $3 beer nights or?
No, I mean, before, you know, the very recent phenomenon of like me selling tickets, like I was doing a lot of papered rooms, but there was never any like, I've been kind of lucky that I'm, you know, I was working independent clubs and stuff before I had agents, but I was never in a position where I was doing like, I never had to do the improv before I could sell any tickets, you know? So maybe they do those more adventurous promotions, but I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What
they do college nights still. They'll still do like $5 with a college ID on a Thursday in like Madison or Bloomington.
Man, that Madison,
college towns.
That's a great club. That gets brought up a lot too.
Unparalleled.
Yeah.
Because the green room and the people are what's great. The actual room is not perfect because it is pretty high and deep.
Yeah.
So it's like not like, it's like an 8 out of 10 as far as room design, but everything else, I mean, you feel like you're part of show business when you work in Madison, Wisconsin.
And they just pack it out.
They pack it out. It's awesome. It's family owned, you know. I mean, honest, I told you earlier, independent clubs will help us more than anyone else because you guys are grateful. Whereas like with the improv or the funny bones, God, they really take every penny, you know, and it makes me annoyed. So if I told my people, I'm like, if I could only be in independent clubs, that's all I would want to do. Like you guys, Vermont, Cleveland, you know, like, but there's not enough clubs. There's not enough clubs in every city yet. So I'm grateful people come, but this is all new to me, dude. So
you were in Denver. How long were you in Denver for?
I was in Denver from 2005 until 2016, and then moved back in 2018, and then left in 2020 to Fort Collins, and then in 2023, me and my wife didn't have an address for like 18 months. As she was doing she did a bit of like traveling doctor stuff, doing rural hospitals.
Okay.
And then in May of last year, we moved to Detroit. We bought a home in Detroit.
What made you land in Detroit?
My wife's from there. We have a niece that we're obsessed with. We could buy a house because it's Detroit.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like in a nice neighborhood, but since it's Detroit, like it's not as desirable. Whereas in Denver, we couldn't.
It's not desirable.
Well, compared to, you know, the cities were Nashville, Denver, you know.
We took my kids and I took a summer vacation to Detroit 2 years ago.
What's not to love, dude? The best river walk in the world.
We went to see SummerSlam at Ford Field.
Dude, and how about Ford Field right downtown?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It was nice.
It's cool.
Yeah. My mom came, she gambled, we went to wrestling.
She went to Jack's Casino, had a big night. He went to wrestling.
Went to the MGM.
MGM's good too.
Yeah.
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 Like what's cool about Detroit, the city itself, is all that money that was there when it was like the #1 city in America, money-wise. All that money is only left over in the buildings. So you have like Gotham City, and it's abandoned during the week. So you can just go downtown and like go into the Renaissance Center.
Old Greek area.
Greek town, man.
Yeah, good food, great food.
Yeah.
So
I mean, it's cool. Also, I've never lived in the East Coast, like time zone. I've never been that centrally located. So like, I'm gonna drive to Cincinnati. I'm gonna drive to Indianapolis instead of, you know, more airport time.
You're around a lot more clubs. Like,
sure,
as far as that, the driving and just the distance. Denver is an amazing community. Like,
sure, yeah.
And the scene, the clubs, everything about it. It is far from every club, I think. I mean, outside of Colorado.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, that was the weird thing about being a Denver comic is like, we were the only city in the Mountain Time Zone that had comedians. So like, if Kansas, Nebraska, any of the Dakotas, Montana, Wyoming, up to Idaho, like, and then down to New Mexico, if they wanted comedy, like, we went and did it. So while there weren't a bunch of clubs, I think the closest club is probably Salt Lake City, if you're going that way.
Oh, yeah.
Otherwise, it's like the Omaha Funny Bone or something.
Yeah.
You know? Maybe, Looney Bin, Wichita.
Okay.
Got you beat. Closer.
Gone. No, they're gone.
I know.
They don't exist. I think we won by default.
I think Little Rock survived somehow.
Little Rock and Tulsa.
Little Rock, which was pretty much like you had to perform behind chicken wire. It was insane, dude.
Tulsa has a new owner. He's really nice. Mason.
He's cool. He's been up my ass, and I'd like to get down there. But
you should go.
But they have the Bricktown stuff now, so there's like all these.
Well, Mason's good people.
I'm sure he's great.
Yeah,
I'm sure he's a great guy. I've heard actually nothing but nice things about him.
Yeah.
But I have PTSD. I have wounds from doing the Looney Bins.
Yeah.
So it's really hard for me to be convinced that like it's better. Because it's like, oh, how is it better? There's a seat on the toilet? That is a step up.
They're not, I mean, he remodeled the whole place.
Do you still sleep in a condo that is in the room?
No.
That Looney Bin Wichita, dude. You just be in that complex.
They had house. Oh, the Wichita one. They ended up having the condo attached to it.
It was literally you could open a door in your bedroom and walk on stage.
Yeah, this is what I've heard.
Yeah, so you would just be in this brick like warehouse for 3 days. Because what are you gonna do? Go enjoy yourself in Wichita?
Right.
So no, you're just like you take like 30 steps, and then half of them are to the stage, and the other half's off.
None of my headliners would even consider staying in a condo.
I would. I don't care.
Really?
It's still me.
See, I almost wish that it would work because I think I could keep it cleaner than any hotel room. But just the idea of a condo from the years, you're like, I'm not staying. You know,
I don't know,
maybe
dude.
If you called it an Airbnb.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Hey, we have a great Airbnb we keep people at.
We have a loft. Yes, we have a nice studio. It's really sweet. I don't know if your headliners have. I mean, you're getting some old dogs for sure, but I've been in it like 20 years, so I remember condos, and I don't think a lot of these young kids remember condos. They never had to deal with it. They never had to throw the mayonnaise jar away. They never got John Foxed, you know?
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
So you've lost 60 pounds.
Yeah, and I'm looking for it.
Tell me where and
I
when.
think I lost it at the London train station.
You want to lose another 60?
I do. Yeah.
So you lost 60 pounds, and then also I've noticed you're not wearing the short shorts.
For a while I was in the shorts, and then at airports, people who knew me from clips or whatever would be like, "Hey, it's the shorts guy." I got called the shorts guy enough times where I was
Shut
like,
up, really?
I don't want to be the shorts guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're that guy with like, you wear shorts, right? And I'd be like, I'm a human being as well.
You know,
I'm a
there's, like-
son. I'm a husband.
There's a whole bunch of open micers like 2 years in
Yeah.
who think it's okay to wear shorts.
I know.
now.
I'm glad that I did that. You know, Frank Sinatra's dead. We can dress however we want, man.
You can dress however you want.
Yeah.
I prefer. I guess I teach my house comics to put on pants and not wear open-toed sandals on stage.
Yeah, they should wear pants
Yeah.
if they're new.
Yeah.
I'm a crusty old mole, you know? You can't bury something that comes from the dirt. Like, I wore shorts.
Like, I'm not going to have you host my show in shorts and sandals.
No, well, look, if you're the host, you are making a first impression.
Yeah.
I was headlining in shorts.
Do whatever you want.
Sure. And also they know, oh, clown's here, you know? Like, I'm not allowed to look ridiculous. Like, I don't like how comics are being elevated to, like, these philosopher kings who are being asked questions about, like, politics. Like, I go out there and I give a silly show. I can be dirty, I can be wacky, and people they're not sitting there being like, this guy's so smart. They're like, they're laughing, you know? They're squealing, and that's all I want.
You would think when you lost weight, maybe the shorts would even get a little shorter. Like, look at these skinny legs.
I don't know, dude.
Beautiful, skinny Sam Tallent legs.
I'm like throwing away all my clothes right now because they don't fit. And my wife is like, you gonna throw your shorts away? And I was like, maybe.
Okay, do me a favor. Just frame one pair. Ooh, will you
I'll send them out to the clubs.
You send me a pair of short Sam Tallent shorts
for
and let
sure.
me frame them and put them on the wall.
I would be very tickled. Oh, you know what? I would gladly do that. Yeah.
I would love that.
Because like now that I can like wear normal clothes, like off the rack, you know, not ridiculous clown costumery. Like I'm enjoying wearing nice textiles.
Yeah.
You know,
Carhartt.
you know, Filson's doing stuff.
Yeah.
I'm still a 3X. So
Are you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I'm tall.
Oh yeah.
But there's a 2X tall. We can talk, but usually a 3X.
So I went from a 2X to a 1X. So
Yeah.
I understand that. I didn't lose quite 60, and I talked about this with Jessime recently too,
Mm-hmm.
but like I understand what you're saying about losing weight and kind of getting a new wardrobe.
Yeah.
And feeling more comfortable to wear different and maybe more regular clothes.
Sure. Well, it's a novelty to buy off the rack. Like I went to an LL Bean and I bought a shirt. It's never happened before.
Right.
Like since I was a boy, you know, wanting to go into Hollister or American Eagle with my friends. And then when I would go in, I'd put on their XL shirt and walk around with my belly showing to the point where like, there was one time at the Hollister at Park Meadows Mall where a woman came up to me as I'm doing my silly prance around for my friends. And she says, you know, we have to throw that away. I was like, oh man. Yeah. Like a hot chick. I'm 17 at the mall making my buddies laugh. And then, you know, we have to throw that away.
Oh my
man.
God.
Yeah.
What a bee.
Hey, you know? It was me. Hey, if I was that hot, I'd say mean stuff all the time. They shouldn't get arrested.
You're hotter, and you probably say meaner.
I can be wicked. I can have a sulfurous tongue.
Of course you can.
Yeah.
So are you?
But I don't. Nice.
What was your approach to the weight loss?
I quit drinking.
Was that the number one?
Easy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, 1,200 calories of extra shit a night, just sugar. Yeah, it fell off.
Were you a beer or liquor or
Beer.
everything? Beer.
Beer, yeah.
What was your beer?
Light beer.
Just light.
I wanted to have a can of beer in my hand. I didn't really want to get drunk. I think now
Well, it
looking
matched
back,
the short shorts.
it matched the short shorts of the swinging vibe.
Yeah.
Oh, party pigs here, oink oink. You know, it sold. You know, we're all finding our voice. So yeah, but I quit drink. I think that stand-up's scary. Like I realize now that stand-up's scary.
Yeah.
And I think that I was kind of I don't know. It wasn't like I wasn't getting sloppy. I was just getting very fat and like tired and confused like, by the end of the night, you know? Because you drink 12 beers, you should be drunk, but you do it every Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
Anything else besides the drinking? Any dietary changes or?
Yeah.
Because I find a lot. Sometimes when I'm slacking, I tell my it's not what I am eating, it's what I'm not eating.
Mm-hmm.
It's the fibers and the apple and just like the salad, you know, like that I fail to put in sometimes.
Roughage, yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. I mean, well, there's so like when you're not drinking, then there's no, we have to go to White Castle after the show.
That's nice.
You know, there's like, maybe we'll have some yogurt back at the hotel.
Now you just want to go to White Castle. Also,
Wow.
where is there a White Castle?
In Detroit, there's many.
Oh, really?
In Lund, whenever he comes out to visit us, first stop.
Those 10 packs?
10.
20?
Dude, Crave casket. give me 50. I want to bury my baby in it. No, we'll get the case. We'll get 20 of them.
Okay, and split it?
Yeah.
I did. That was teenage shit. That was super fat teenage Dustin.
Well, also, they were a nickel back when you were banging.
Oh, maybe.
They were so cheap back
were
in the
so
day.
cheap,
Now they're
yeah.
like $2 a burger.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, what? $2?
Inflation has touched White Castle.
For this?
The war's been won.
No.
Yeah, man.
You can't charge $2 for
I think a Crave case was like $35.
Okay, I guess. I mean,
People
you
will buy
get 2 tacos for $1 at Jack in the Box, I hear.
And they're really good.
With
Those Jack in the
American
Box
cheese on it,
tacos,
which is weird.
they're like dog food in them,
Yeah.
but they have that cheese and they're fried. They're really good. But yeah, so not eating a bunch of bullshit after drinking a bunch of calories, and then restful sleep was good. And then, you know, at home,
Who knew sleep? Who knew sleep
I don't know, dude.
would help you lose weight?
I'm addicted to sleep. I love it. I always got a lot of sleep, but it wasn't like restful REM.
I just got a CPAP
Good.
and a
Good.
mohawk in the same day.
Hey, man. You
It
know,
might be the first.
changes.
And then a
You're not the first.
and then a tattoo in the same day.
Let me tell you.
To get a CPAP and a mohawk, and then a tattoo in the same week.
Dude, you're a caricature of a guy right now. For sure that's happened.
Oh,
you don't think
man.
a guy was like, woke up one morning, his wife's not there, he sees the dent in her pillow, and he's like, I'm not saying this happened to you, but this has happened where you're like, oh, you look in the mirror, just holding the clippers.
I didn't do it myself, but
Yeah, you sit down at the table, you have your sad bowl of cereal, you're like, oh, reading a comic book, you're like, oh man, the fucking Green Lantern logo is so sick. You know, you go out and you're like, I'm gonna get that tattoo. You get it, you pass out because you don't have enough oxygen. Next stop, Brookstone or wherever you got your CPAP.
yeah.
Yeah, it's happened.
Mine started at the CPAP place, and then I went to get the haircut.
Reverso.
Well,
So you were gonna better yourself that day.
I had a lot, and I was wearing it up. And
Jewish.
I got dressed for the morning on my way out the door, walked past my bathroom mirror, and said, "Nope, we're gonna cut our hair."
Said, who is that man? Who is that man showing back to me?
So I just clippered myself all the same length,
So you did it yourself.
the best I could, and then a few days later, I was gonna go get a haircut anyways, because it was a little uneven in the back, and then I sat down. I'm like, just clean it up. Actually, give me a mohawk.
I mean, I like it. You still have hair.
I mean, people have been like, I think you're having a midlife crisis, Dustin. I think it's just a crisis. I think I don't care.
You're gonna live forever, you've often said.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
So it can't be the middle of something that's infinite.
I don't care how old you are. If you get a CPAP machine, a mohawk, and a tattoo in the same week,
Yeah.
it's probably just a crisis. I think
There's an alarm going off.
I think you need a nap and a therapist is what I should be.
Yeah, you need to have a glass of water. Is what you could have avoided it all.
Hydrate.
Yeah.
So yeah, sleep. I never.
But
knew
you
sleep
used to be portlier. I remember.
Thank you.
You had much more of like a.
You too, buddy.
You know. Yeah.
Our fat's out.
Well,
Somebody's picked it up.
it's not all the way gone.
Neither is.
Still have it.
I have ways to go.
I'm gonna weigh 110
Is it
pounds.
hard for you to see your like? I know in the process. What was there a certain point where you go, "Oh my God, I am a little thinner."
Yeah, well, we have the travel show Wide World on YouTube, and the one we're editing right now was filmed in March of last year. So it's very easy to see the difference, especially when we were editing after I quit drinking and we were looking at France and Tokyo when I was like 340. It's very evident to me that I look different, and I feel better. And like, I mean, I rang the bell for, from fucking 14 to 36. Like I partied. I had my fun.
Yeah.
But now I'm very much enjoying carving stamps, and I got these cool markers that I've been using.
Yeah.
I have markers from 4 different countries in my backpack, and I'm loving it. Yeah.
Oh, all right.
Here's something, if there's comedians watching, that I think is valuable for you, is that with comedy and with writing, my novels or whatever, these things were my passions, and they really much gave me a big spark, and they were my reasons for, I designed my life around being a comedian, super happy about it. But then you monetize these things that are your ultimate pursuits, and then they become a commodity, and then they're your job. no one got into stand up for a job, and now it is like my job, you know? And so is writing, so now like
One of
I
the
found
best jobs in the world.
I'm not complaining about
Right.
that, but what I am saying is that I have found other creative outlets that are not public or monetized, things that I can be very bad at and learn to do, and I get that same spark of like figuring something out, being creative, that is not stand up, that is not writing. It's its own thing that I can be shit at, but it's still fun to figure out, you know? I think a lot of guys get that with guitar. They pick up a guitar and
What
then
are
they're
some
Mark
of the
Maron.
things?
I've been making stamps. I've been carving linoleum and making stamps. I tried paper
Like-
making.
Or-
Yeah, so it's a big print.
So when I first hear stamp, I just let's mail a letter. But you're you're talking stamp.
yeah. So you can make a stamp and then you can, wet it down.
Ooh, you should make a stamp that says tramp and then sell a tramp stamp.
I would have to carve so many of these things. That's the thing, is they're all hand carved.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So if I
Yeah.
wanted to just if I wanted to,
Like that's a
stamp
quick novelty but then I'm just monetizing your escape. Look at me.
Sure, but also if I could just
Such a
sit there and carve these things, while I'm watching whatever on television.
Can't you carve one, have that one mass produced, and then just continue to make?
Yeah, but then I didn't make them by hand.
I'll do it.
You're gonna make
I'll
them.
mass produce them.
Yeah. Well, are you gonna sit there and carve them?
No.
I
You
can't
carve
sell
one.
Yeah.
And then I'll mass produce the tramp stamp for you.
Okay. Look, man, I'm not working the loony bin. All right.
I'm sorry, Mason. I tried.
I'm not.
I tried, Mason. Okay, I did what I could.
I'm not selling panties that say this side up.
He's not going for the tramp stamp.
Let's try, Mason. No, Mason, dude, if you're watching, I do appreciate how vocal you've been in trying me to get me there. We'll try and make it happen, buddy.
Just tone it down a little bit.
No, he's been very.
Stop showing up in my house.
Yeah.
So stamps. What else?
I tried paper making. That was grueling.
Making paper.
Yeah.
Wow. Like
Yep.
construction paper or what?
So when I went to Japan, I haunted all these different print shops because they're the best at woodblock carving in the world. And I'm effectively doing woodblock carving, but I'm doing it as it's repeatable, and I'm using linoleum instead of wood. So they have all this handmade paper over there, and it's like, dude, I got like a ream, like those big like middle school. I got a ream of that for like $60. It's all handmade and it's beautiful. And this thin paper takes these stamps that I'm making the best. It's what it's built for.
This is what I want.
I've lost everyone.
Are you making markers too?
I'm not making markers.
Okay, this is what I want. When you send me the shorts,
Yes.
to frame,
Uh-huh.
will you please send me a sheet of the paper,
Sure.
your handmade paper,
Yes.
some kind of autograph on it, and a stamp from your handmade stamp on the handmade paper that I can frame with the short shorts.
Yes, for sure.
That would
100%.
just be the best Sam Tallent.
It's an installation at this point.
Yeah, we'll take it to the Kempfer Art Museum, and
Don't you have young children?
I have
Right? You should try paper making with these kids, dude. It's really hard.
Yeah, let me just fit that into my single dad business.
I understand, but it's like a fun, messy. It's kind of like making slime, but for adults.
Really?
I've also been making slime.
I'll look into it.
I love making slime.
And then I'll be like, write a letter. And
Yeah.
they'll be like, can I just play video games? Yes, after you write a letter.
Yes, after you finish making your paper to write a letter about how I'm the greatest dad in the world.
That's the most important part. The
Yes,
topic, me. It's all about me, children.
Yes.
You guys gonna have kids?
No kids. I joke about it on stage, but we talked about it. She wanted kids, and then she started doing
Other things.
No, she started. She's a doctor, and she started delivering babies.
So
and
no
she got
dog
very
either,
scared.
then.
What's up?
No dog.
No dog. We travel too much.
Yeah.
She's a travel doctor. I live on the road. Like, we're never home for a dog.
Good for you.
We wanted to collab on a dog with her mom.
Yeah.
We were like, what if we had a dog like in unison? And whenever we're
then her
gone, you
mom
raise
just has
it.
a dog.
Yeah, exactly. And then the dog doesn't like us. The dog's scared when it comes to our house.
You have it every other Tuesday, Wednesday.
The dog doesn't even know my fucking name anymore. I'm the one putting food in that
I
dish.
said sit.
You like those collars? Like those nice collars you're wearing? Yeah.
So you mentioned something that I want to touch on. Quitting drinking.
Yeah.
And is it like, and performing, is it like relearning a little bit?
Rewiring.
Rewire, because you're finding those emotions, and you said it's scary a little bit. So dealing with the responses sober, coming into comedy after so long sober.
I learned how to do it while drinking.
That I love the idea and the thought of you, a person who has been called possibly one of the funniest person on the planet by many people.
Oh, that's high praise.
Coming in to comedy, to this situation and saying, I'm gonna get better.
Yeah, of course. You have to want to be the best.
I love that.
Thanks, man. Yeah. Well, I also just think that like it wasn't sustainable. Like if I was still living that way, especially with the pressure that's on now, here's an interesting thing to pick your brain about is back in the day.
Enough about you.
Well, I'm tired of it. You see how comfortable I am? As I was always like, okay, when I would headline and people would get free tickets and they'd come just to see comedy, just comedy night. And I'd be the guy on stage and I would entertain them and make them laugh. And it was a good skill to learn entertaining people who don't know who you are. But now that people are coming and we're selling the tickets and they're there to see me, now there's an even more fucking pressure because they have expectation. So I thought I'd get easier and you're just going out and shooting the fish in the barrel that you have. But now it's like, no, now they're stoked. So I think that's when I decided like I need to be really good every time because now they care. Whereas in the past I was like, I need to be really good every time because I want them to come back. So it's like, so I think drinking was a big part of that was I needed to stop because I couldn't have a bad show. You know, like I set a really impossible pace when I go out and like I am funny really quick, you know? And then about 20 minutes in, I'm like up there and they're like with bated breath. And I'm like, oh fuck, I have to do this for another 30 minutes, you know? Like there's that expectation of like, whoa, he was so good right away. And they're frothing. And if I was hungover, it wasn't as good. It wasn't as good as of a product.
Interesting.
Yeah. Okay. And I wouldn't be hungover because I'd drink again that night because I didn't want to be hungover. You know, so you're just the snake's eating its own ass over and over again. Yeah. Yeah. Ouroboros.
Well, man, congratulations. I love seeing your rise.
Thanks, man. You've always been really good to me.
Thank you. And you to me as well. Just thanks, I enjoy knowing you. It's one of those weekends where I'm not like, ugh. I'm like, all right, Dustin will be there. He'll have some weird shit he wants to tell us about. Thanks for doing this too, by the way. Hey, you know, it's reciprocal. I love that, you know, everything you're doing is just may have not even been able to happen in this industry 10, 15 years ago. You kind of get brought up by the comics. Mm-hmm. You build the following. You move to Detroit, mm-hmm. and you start selling more tickets in Detroit. You're not in New York. You're not in LA. You're following your own path. Yeah. You're doing it by your terms, and you are succeeding 100%, and I'm so happy for you. Thanks, man. Yeah, thank you. I always like I didn't want to do anything that made me feel gross, you know? So it's like all these people who post clips every day, it's like of course they're going to get bigger quicker, but like I don't want to cringe at a lot of the shit that I do. You know, so it's like hard to navigate this whole thing. One of the least cringy people. I know, but I think that if I was more cringe, then I would, you know, all the shows would have been sold out here this weekend. But I can't do that, man. Anyway, I'm not indicting anyone. Well, thank you. I want to say thank you to you. Where can people find you online? What are your podcasts? Oh, Chubby Behemoth with me and Nathan Lund. Wide World, my travel show on YouTube. And then you can find me on samtallent.com for all upcoming tour dates, as well as buy my book from your local bookseller. It just came out from Random House. And yeah, you know, drink some water. All right. Thanks for watching the Comedy Club. Oh, sorry. Yeah, no. Cherry blossoms are in bloom right now all over the country. The cherry blossoms, the apple blossoms, they're happening. They only last for a week. Get out there. Google cherry blossoms in the city you live in. Right now, they're by the medical center where I'm staying. Cherry blossoms. Go see them. All right. See them. Subscribe. Bye. See you next week. This is the week for it, dude. Thank you, buddy. You're in bloom. Yeah, thank you.